Hey folks, it's Jim, it's Julie, it's episode 239 of Geeking Out, or it could be 240, I'm not sure, I never know.
I'm 99.987654321 certain it's 239.
Anyway, welcome to the show. We've got 6 more comic book reviews for you to add to your long box or wood-burning pile. So let's get to it with Abe Sapien, number 1.
Alrighty folks, a new ongoing from Dark Horse and the creators of Hellboy. We've got Abe Sapien number 1. And in this, Abe Sapien, has just escaped from the BPRD, but with
Bureau
Hellboy...
for Paranormal and blah blah blah.
Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense.
Yeah.
So, with Hellboy being, you know, in hell, and Abe being AWOL, and demons cropping up unexpectedly throughout the country, they need Abe.
Yep.
They need him back for his particular brand of expertise.
So they decide, let's hunt him down.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Kind of like a wanted criminal.
Yep.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the art, which was surprising. It's not a Mignola-esque book at all.
Yeah.
But it is quite good, and I think that you guys will probably also enjoy it. So, if you are a BPRD or Hellboy fan, definitely check it out. Or if you are not a fan but are looking for somewhere to learn more and jump into the story, this is a good one. You might be a little lost, you might want to spend a bit of time with Wiki, but I feel like it will answer all of the questions that you have as you read. So, give Abe Sapien a try.
Alright, next up, we have another parody book from AP. It's Action Time Buddies, number 1. And in this one, Kid and his best buddy, the Pony/Pegasus bro, are always looking to have an adventurous time.
Wait, so you're suggesting that he is a brony as opposed to a pony?
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's seeing just what lives in the back of their fridge, or making friends with a supposed enemy, it's always a magical friendship of adventure. And then it flops on its face. Alright. Anyone that knows me knows I have worked with AP before. Mm-hmm. I have been with a fan as well since the mid-'80s when they first started, but lately they have just been kind of flopping around a lot like a dead fish on land. And the main problem is the parody books that they're doing.
The parody books that would be fantastic as original content, but
Exactly.
fail 100% as parodies?
Exactly. And Fred and Robbie and everyone at AP knows I love them to death, but I have to be honest with my reviews, and this is just not going to cut it. When you're going to bring out a product that's basically of something that's on TV still, there's no point to bringing it out. There's the real thing, too. So,
You have a point there.
Yeah.
But I am still very stuck that a lot, or anything that I've read of AP's parody, has had really, really good original content. Yep. And if they just went with the original content, it could be similar,
Yep.
but not the same. Yep. And it would be...
I believe it's... The main problem is with the naming convention. If they did not name it similarly, then maybe I wouldn't have so much of a problem with it. But when you're literally trying to get a name on your cover of something that's similar, mm-hmm. It's just going to confuse people, if anything. And I could not really get into it. I mean, the characters are fun. It's very silly at points.
I enjoyed the art.
The art by Fred is great. It's nothing bad about the art. It's just that morally, I think it's just not right. And considering what happened the last couple times, which I'm not going to go into, but you can look it up anyway. They're just treading the fine line here, and they're not looking at the risk. And I do not want to see AP go away. That's for sure. But if it happens again, and I'm not saying that it is going to happen, but if they're not careful, it might. Then they might be gone by the next few years. Honestly, though, it's a silly Adventure Time / My Little Pony parody, and if you're into that kind of thing, then you'll probably enjoy it. But I just couldn't get into it because, for me, it just felt wrong.
Fair enough. On the vein of AP and their parodies and Fred Perry.
Yep.
I reviewed Steam Wars #1. Which,
yet another parody.
Yes, this is a steampunk Star Wars book, which, in my opinion, failed as a parody. However, the second I stopped thinking of it as a parody and looking for those classic Star Wars things that I know and love, and look for them to be poking fun at the very obvious character issues,
yeah,
and I started looking at it as original content, it was fantastic. I enjoyed the art, I enjoyed the direction, I enjoyed the storytelling. I did not enjoy how they left this book in a Star Wars sense.
Yeah.
But if you look at it as original content, it's good. It progresses the story nicely. So,
and there is the sequel coming out in the next few months, so...
Yes. I think, guys, that you should give this book a chance. Not because it's a Star Wars parody, because it's got good original content.
Yes.
It has nice art. And...
just try not to look at it as the obvious parody that it is.
Ignore the title and ignore thinking of it as Star Wars, and just allow there to be slight Star Wars references.
Yeah.
And appreciate the references instead of thinking of it as a parody. And I think you'll really enjoy it, because I know I did. Alright.
Next up, we have a hero from the 1940s reimagined in today's day and age. It's Miss Fury, #1. And in this one, Miss Fury foils a wartime plot by Nazis, who are also secret agents.
I thought that this was a modern-day reimagining of Miss Fury.
Yeah, well, let me get to that.
Okay.
But when she tussles with the Nazis, she's catapulted through time!
Oh no.
Or so it seems. Is she really careening from past to future, or is she simply going crazy?
Oh, that's interesting.
It's got a very interesting plot here. Literally, it goes from the 1940s to 2013 and back and forth again. So is this the same person? Or is she careening through time, just kind of bouncing around like
Weird.
the Doc and Marty going 88 miles per hour? It's weird, but I can't stop looking and reading it because the art is just simply gorgeous here.
It has such a great feel that
when you look at it... It's a stylistic choice that brings it back to the 40s almost, and it works as well in a modern sense. So I really enjoyed this.
What I know is that when I flipped through it, I felt more in touch with the universe in the book than I have in a lot of cases.
Yeah, and it really does bring you into the universe. And you can actually feel what these characters are doing and everything, which is great, because lately with DC it hasn't been able to do that. But
this is a Dynamite.
Yeah, I know, but DC was not able to get emotion right the last while. That's my best example in the list.
Okay.
Little while.
Sorry, I like comparing within companies.
No. But this was a really good first issue, and if you're someone who remembers Miss Fury from the 1940s and on, then you might not like this. It's a tad different. It's a bit more violent, but it does work as a reimagining / update of the character, and I quite enjoyed it, so do check it out.
Alright, last up for me today is Thanos Rising, #1. And this book takes place on Titan. Titan is Saturn's largest moon, and it's the homeworld of Thanos. It begins as Thanos is being born, and we see as his mother tries to kill him. Because he's purple and...
kind of a mutant thing, yeah.
Yeah, he's a genetic anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
But then it progresses, and we get to see as Thanos is searching for his father's love and approval, and making friends, and everything seems to be coming up fantastically for Thanos, until he makes a new friend who convinces him
who looks very strangely familiar.
Yes. She convinces him to take himself and his friends into the caves.
And then horrible things happen.
It's the start of a slippery slope.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed this book.
It is gorgeous.
Hands down, it is my pick of the week. Because the art is lovely. It has that very otherworldly, different feel to it. The same sort of as Miss Fury brought you in.
Yeah.
This book, you open it, and as soon as you reach actual art in this main story, it really brings you in, and you really get a sense of what Thanos is feeling.
Yep. Which is a difficult thing at times, especially when you have a villain with such a history as Thanos.
Huge, terrible history. Soft, gentle little huggable child.
Who will murder you in your sleep if you give him the chance.
Only when he's an adult. At this point in time, he wouldn't.
I don't know about that.
Anyways.
Anyway.
I really think this is a fantastic book, and that you guys should go pick one up, because it's going to be a good story, and I feel as though it will have great effects in the Marvel Universe down the road.
Alright, and last up for me, do you know what time it is, Julie?
It's 2 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah, it's time to talk about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about... Well, never... Anyway.
Let's talk about images. Sex?
Sex, number 1. Let's see if it's good or if it's just a one-night stand. Alright. And in this one, Simon Cook is a retired hero making his way back to Saturn City, the city he once swore an oath to protect. And now he finds himself delving deeper into the city's seedy underbelly while his past decides to come back and haunt him. Alright, so this one came out a few weeks ago, but we did not get a chance to review it. And
It is another one of Image's hit sellouts that they've been doing recently.
This is actually a second printing of number 1. And what can I say other than it did not get me very well. Yeah, there's sex in here. It's girl-on-girl sex, and...
It's a very graphic book.
Very, very much so. But there are a lot of elements to this book that just confuse the heck out of me. Every paragraph has a word just highlighted in 3 or 4 different colors. We have been going over these words, trying to figure out if it's a decipherable message or what.
Honestly,
and we don't know. It's just a weird choice to do, and it does not make any sense to me.
Yes.
I have no idea if I should blame Joe Casey for this, or just ask him a question if what the heck it means, but it confuses the heck out of me. The artwork by Pietro Kowalski is okay, but it just kind of flops for me, and there's really, to me, no emotion in the characters. Which can be a bad thing, but when you're going into a seedy underbelly, do you really want to have characters with a whole bunch of emotion? Generally, you want a dark as possible storyline, then yeah, you're going to have characters without emotion. But I could not get into this one, and this is most assuredly for adults only.
So what you're saying, Jim, is that you've read it, you've tried it, but sex just isn't for you.
Exactly. So, yeah, this one's not for really anyone that I can recommend. If you want to see what all the talk is about, then please feel free to pick it up, but I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, because who knows what it's carried. Alright, so that brings us to the end of another episode. We will see you next week. Have a good one.
One very quick thing before, we are now 30 days out of Free Comic Book Day.
Yep.
First Saturday in May, go to your local comic shop, pick up your free comics.
We'll be reviewing over 50 titles. It's going to be hell. Bye.